All right, all right, all right. What to do, what to do, what to do. Everybody getting ready to get them notifications. I know they probably waiting to get them, and some probably going to see that we on. But I see Daryl Deloach in here already. What's going on, my brother? Yes, sir. Good morning to you. All right.
What's
And
up, Daryl?
all right, all right. And good morning to Knockout Boxing 86 TV. All right. Make sure
Yes,
you
sir. Yes, sir. What's up, KQKC? What's up, Daryl? Hope everybody doing good this morning, man. Smash that like button.
Yes, sir. All right. We'll wait on a few more people get in, man. But I was thinking, sometimes I don't know if it's me or what, but I I, I find myself being, I don't say lucky, but blessed that my kids are older, they're grown, and they have their own place and everything, and they got their own lives, and that give me a chance to spend, like, go to my parents' house twice a day. That free me up, and I'm blessed for that, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but then again, they got keys to my house, so they could come and go if they want to see me, whatever. Only I have two granddaughters with my middle daughter, and so I'm blessed, man, and I'm glad I can be able to spend this time with my parents like I do. You know, so but anyway, what's going on? Ray the boss is in here, okay? Omega Red, what's going on, baby? Yes, sir. We got
What up?
Crawl.
What up? What up?
Yes, sir. We got Crawl 7435 in here. All right, and we got King underscore Junior up in here. All right, and also we got my man Cano Local Sports, because somebody correct me yesterday about your name, right? but look, I'm sorry what happened with your interview, man. But look, that's how it goes sometimes, dude. It's a hit or miss. It's a hit or miss, and hey, look, we working on the next one for you. All right, hey, we right there with you, brother. All right, because that's how them interviews go, and you're trying to get the latest boxers. It's okay to get old school boxers. That's fine, but we living in today's society, and right now we want today's boxers. Right, this is a different era. Right, we can't compare Michael Jordan to Dr. J, or something like that. LeBron to Dr. J. Things have changed. Every era has a different change. So, but don't worry, Connor, man. Don't worry, you get the next one, whatever, like that. So, okay, who else we got up in here? Okay, we got Alvin Davis up in here. We got Bruce Goals up in here. We got Terry Smooth Jr. up in here. And who else we got? We got Rack Music up in here. We got my man Stormy B man up in here.
What
All
up,
right.
Stormy? What up,
Yes, sir.
Kano? What's up,
Yes,
Mr. Mechanical?
yes,
Appreciate y'all
sir.
coming through. Smash the likes when y'all hop in, man. Smash
Yes.
the like, bro.
All right. Make sure you smash the like, and as you see across the banner, you got Knockout Boxing 86 TV Cash App, and you got KQKC Cash App. All right, man. Where you want to start?
Oh man, we can start with Navarrete. We can start with Navarrete. That was a good fight Friday.
Okay,
That was a good
okay,
fight
go ahead.
Friday. Yeah, man.
Mhm.
So Navarrete, he did a good job. He won the fight, but I don't know, man. He got a lot of holes in his game, and I always say that they never been exposed like they were to me against Joey Gonzalez, and I got to give Joey Gonzalez a lot of credit, man. A lot of credit, because I had him getting stopped, but he
Mhm.
fought through and he pushed Navarrete back, and was able to show that Navarrete, man, he's an offensive fighter. He's a one-way fighter. He has absolutely no defense. He has no inside game. But even still, I think there may be only two people at 126 pounds that can beat him. I think Kid Galahad might have a shot to beat him, and I think Gary Russell Jr., if we can never see him in the ring, I think he got a shot to get him. I think Navarrete beats everybody else at 126 just because of his awkward style and how he fights. But he got a lot of. He's only 26 years old. He got a lot of stuff to work on, man. He got a
Yeah.
lot of stuff to work on. He doesn't fight on the inside. He tries to hold on the inside, and then he bends down. He has a bad habit of, when you pressure him, he just backs up and bends down against the ropes. So that could be issues for him. That could be
Right.
issues for him. Now, I don't know how he'll look at 130 because it looks like he's a big dude. He got a long reach, a 72-inch reach. So maybe
Yeah.
he's draining a lot of weight to make 126. But Navarrete, man, always a fun fighter to watch. A very exciting fun fight. He throws a ton of punches from all these weird angles. But he was throwing the same combination over and over again. And he was touched up a little bit. And he doesn't have a lot of defense. But Joet Gonzalez just didn't have the tools to get him out of there. But Joet showed great heart. He showed great grit and determination. And at the end of the day, you can tell Navarrete hits hard. Just look at Joet's face. Just look at his face after the fight. It looked like he was in a car wreck, man.
Yeah.
It looked like he was in a car wreck, or he just kept smashing his face up against the screen door or some shit. So, but it was a good fight. That was a fun fight to watch on that card. So salute to him. Salute to Navarrete for getting the W. The other fight on that card, you know, shout out to Kano Loco Sports. His homie Henry LeBron, he showed out too. He showed out too. Put on an outstanding performance against Manuel Ray Rojas, and Manuel Ray, he from Dallas. And I was like, man, I really hate to go against my Dallas brother, but I think Henry LeBron is gonna get him. And he did that. So, and he was out of the ring for over a year and still put on a great performance. So I'm interested to see what's next for him. Now that the pandemic, I don't want to say winding down, but we're starting to get more fights. I need Henry LeBron to hopefully stay in the ring more. Hopefully get in the ring more, fight early next year, and get back to being active, because he looks like he could be something, man. He looks like he could be something at the 130-pound division. But overall, Friday night was a good night, man. It was a good night of fights.
Oh, yeah. Now, with me, I found that Navarrete, you know, I don't know, it's a competition, but now it seemed like he was pretty much, now he's having a hard time. Each fight he's going through a little more difficulties, you know, and like I say, the defense got improved, and the way he throw his punches is awkward, and I think he pick up power. And now I know this sounds funny, but I think he pick up power in midair, right? The way he throw the punches, like wham, you know, it's just like real slow, simple, but then it speeds up by the time it hits you. You know, then he come back again, womp, womp, because he got a long reach. And that long reach, you know, it comes a long ways, and sometimes people don't see it coming, you know. But Gonzalez gave him a good fight. And he put a hematoma on his right eye, and he pretty much was piecing him up. And I thought he was breaking him down slowly, but Gonzalez wasn't going nowhere. He came to fight. Yeah, he came to fight, and I saw that in the second round. I said, "Oh, this is gonna be a good fight. This is gonna be a good fight, because he ain't going nowhere." And Navarrete, he was getting kind of frustrated, because he was getting hit with a lot of punches that he shouldn't got hit with. And then but he overall he did pretty good, but he still got hit with shots he shouldn't got hit with. You know, he was getting hit all day long. Now, with LeBron, him and LeBron been out the ring for 20 months, something like that, a little more.
Yeah, it was a long time. I saw Kano say he caught COVID at the beginning of the pandemic too. So
okay. But still, he put on a good show. I didn't see no ring rust too much. Now, I don't know if it was him or his opponent, but what he did was he put on a great performance. He's a southpaw, and sometimes a southpaw is kind of more awkward to fight, and he was pretty much using his right hook and right jab and going right down the pipe. Then he'll change directions. Then he'll move around. He used the ring well, and he came out with a good win, you know, and I think he can fight better than that. I think if he get more activity and get in the groove, you know, and I think he can pretty much make a difference in his game. So,
to your point about Emmanuel Navarrete not looking as good lately, since he's moved up to 126, he's only knocked out 2 of his last 4 opponents, and one of those opponents was in the 12th round, Chris Diaz. So guys are starting to take his shots a lot better. And to him finding power in midair, his power is at the end of his punches because that long ass reach. So I think you're right about that. The issue that he's having is guys are starting to crowd him, and they're starting to take his punches better. So I don't know how many more weight classes he can go up. You know, I think maybe 126, maybe 130 might be his max, but I think there's some guys at 130 that definitely give him a lot of problems with his style. So we'll see though. We'll see though. It was a good performance, but not what I was expecting. I don't want to say I'm disappointed in his performance, but I did think he would perform a little bit better on Friday night. I did think that, but Joey Gonzalez, he rose his stock in the loss. And so for you young fighters out there, Jojo Diaz, Ryan Garcia, you can raise your stock in the loss. Quit being afraid to lose, bro. Quit being afraid to lose and stop the best. Because if you put on a great performance, you'll get paid again. You'll get another big payday. Exactly. You can become more popular. So salute to Joey Gonzalez again. Because after what Shakur Stevenson did to him, I never thought he would. I never thought he looked that good against Emmanuel Navarrete, but he showed he's mentally tough, and he showed he might end up getting another title shot in the future, man.
Oh yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. You know, if these guys get in there and fight each other, now, okay, yeah, you might take a loss. Okay, that's fine. All right, but sometimes you can look good losing. And that's when you get the call back. Okay, look, let's put him on this card. Then next thing you know, you might win, and that's how you raise your stock up. And you don't take steroids and PEDs to pretty much enhance this or that. If you go in there naturally, look good naturally, and when Navarrete, when you step up in competition, this is what happens. People, fighters start taking your punches better. But with Gonzalez, look at how his face looked. But it was a damn good fight. He put on a damn good show, and I'm quite sure everybody was impressed with it. So yeah, I mean that.
And I hate to be this guy, but for Navarrete, to your point, like that's what happened. Like I'm not saying dudes at the lower weight classes can't fight, but typically when you step up, the guys at the higher weight classes are just a little bit better, man. Because especially when you go from 118 to 122 to 126 to 130, something like that. Like all those guys at 130, they may be a little bit slower, but for the most part, they just as fast as the guys at 118, except for they bigger and they stronger and they hit harder. So as you continue to step up, that's what's gonna happen. So I don't want to say I don't think the guys at the lower weight classes are as good as the guys that are a little bit bigger, but I give you the utmost respect when you do something like what Pacquiao did, or even what Mikey Garcia did. I'm sure we'll talk about him later, moving up, 4 divisions and still being champion and stuff. Because as you move up, man, those fighters are better. And I think Navarrete is finding that out. He's finding that out. And if once he starts to unify, if he tries to unify, I'm telling y'all, if y'all don't know anything about Kid Galahad, he tried to unify with Kid Galahad. That's gonna be a tough ass fight for him. I know Gary is gonna be a tough ass fight for him. But them champions at 126, I want to see how good Navarrete is, because I think all of them have a shot to beat him, especially Russell and Kid Galahad. Leo Santa Cruz, maybe not so much because he punches so much, but he don't hit hard. His defense is leaky. He's not as technical as the other 2 champions that I named. So I think Navarrete will probably still get Leo Santa Cruz, especially after I don't know how Leo Santa Cruz takes a punch now, because after what Tank did to him. So I'm always going to doubt Leo Santa Cruz until I see him in the ring again after getting put to sleep the way he got put to sleep. But the other 2 champions definitely will give Navarrete trouble. So I know when Navarrete came to the scene, it was a lot of people, a lot of his fan base saying he could beat everybody at 126 and he'll just blow them out. It wouldn't be close. Not so fast, bro. Not so fast, because those champions, they were watching, and if they know they can stay on their front foot and push his ass back, and he ain't got no defense, and those guys hit harder than Joey Gonzalez. The guys are faster than Joey Gonzalez. They got better feet than Joey Gonzalez. So I don't know. Like Navarrete, I think he's one of the best 126 pounders. I had him as the best before this fight, but now I'm reconsidering that, and he might be top 3. But I can't definitively say he's the best 126-pound fighter right now.
Okay. I'm gonna answer this question real fast, by Ray Patterson. He said, KQ, do you think Wilder should bring in another defensive trainer, but keep his same trainer too? You know what I think about that? And I'm gonna be honest. All right, what's going on, Valerie? Salute to you.
Hey, babe, what's up?
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Wilder, first of all, you know, I know, hey, y'all love Wilder and everything, but this show is about keeping it 100. And I'm going to keep it 100. Friends are not your trainer. All right? Friends can be your trainer. Trainer need to tell you what you need to hear. Trainers need to work on what you need to work on. I'm not going to say nothing to my friend to make him feel good. You need someone just like Gary Antonio said. My father would have loved to train Wilder. I would have showed him. Oh man, I would have built him up. But when you got a friend training you, of course he gonna say this and say that, and yeah, let's go, champ, let's go. Then and knowing that you're not doing what you're supposed to do, but you're getting it, but you're not getting it. I told you all before the fight, it all looked good on film, what they showing you, and then when you get hit, shit get real in there, and what you do, you revert back to what you know. So I think he should get a trainer that he'll have no ties to on a friendly basis, And so, and you had to look at it. Mark Brewer ain't no trainer either. He was brought in to show Wilder how to throw a jab by Shelly Finkel. That's it. So Wilder really ain't had a trainer, a really trainer. Not no Buddy McGirt, not no Robert Garcia. I mean, that's how I look at it, But I mean, hey, it is what it is, But I think Wilder 35 and maybe 4 fights left, maybe. But nah, I'm sorry. I just that's how I look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, his and the thing is, even when it's your friend, somebody you're so close to, and they telling you all the right stuff, you still may not listen to them because you might be like, bro, and then like. I don't think it's so much a friend. What I think what people are missing and what we need to talk about, can somebody that you better than train you? Like if we fought before and I know I beat you up and I know I knocked you out, am I really going to listen to you when you training me? It's different versus somebody that has a coach that is a proven Hall of Fame trainer, like an Emmanuel Stewart or somebody like that, or even, not Hall of Fame yet, but somebody that's good like Derek James or Robert Garcia, where they've built champions, that they know what they're talking about, and they have a lot more clout than somebody like a Malik Scott. Well, what I think people are missing is Deontay Wilder fought Malik Scott and he beat him. So there, even if you won't say it out loud, like there's some in the back of your head subconsciously, you can't help but to be like, yo, I beat you up already, bro. How do I know what you saying gonna work if I already knocked you out? So there is something to that point as well. About a friend being your trainer, it just matters about the respect level, because I think Derek James and Errol Spence are friends. You know what I'm saying? But and Derek James can be Errol Spence's trainer, but they started off when he was very young, and he has a level of respect for him. He knows what he's telling him to do works because he's seen it work before. Wilder went into that fight not knowing whether or not what Malik Scott was going to have him do was going to work, because that was their first ever fight. What I will say is that they need more time. The jury's still out for them to build chemistry to see if Malik Scott can be a good trainer for him. But right off the bat, my first thought is I go to, man, it's hard for you to listen to somebody that you better than, bro. Like that's any sport. Like if me and a basketball player played together, and maybe I was a freshman and he was a senior, but we played the same position and I started over him. We were both point guards. You was a senior and I was a freshman, but I was better than you. Then we come back 4 years later. Now I'm a senior and you just graduated from college and you want to be my coach? Like, how am I listen to you, bro? How am I listen to you? Like, I've been better than you since I was 15 years old, bro. So I think there's something to that. I want to see him get more time with Malik Scott, but at some point, the other thing we all have to realize, and I supported Wilder, like, honestly, probably against my better judgment, I picked him because my heart was in it. And usually I don't do that when I do my picks. And I wanted him to win. So I think that maybe swayed my pick a little bit when I picked him to beat Tyson Fury. But another thing we have to understand and we have to consider, y'all, is he 35 years old, bro. He 35 years old. Like, can he really change at this point? Can we really expect some huge improvement between now and the end of his career? Maybe he learns how to get the right hand off better. Maybe he gets a little bit better defensively, but he'll never be the shoulder roll, distance control, counter punching like guru. Like he'll probably never be that. So if age matters for everybody else, if we look at another fighter that maybe we don't like so much, and we say, oh man, what? You 35, 36 years old. You can't change. You this already. Like if we can look at Kalinaki, right, and say, look, man, he ain't never gonna have no defense. He ain't never gonna have no defense. I don't care what you say. Helenius about to beat the shit out of him. If we can look at that and say, look, man, once you a pressure fighter, once you throw a bunch of punches and you ain't got no defense, you ain't gonna change. We can say that about somebody like Kalinaki, but when we talk about Deontay Wilder, sometimes we get so emotionally invested in the outcome and we want to see him win. We don't want to say that about him. When in reality, he's older than Kalinaki. When in reality, he's more set in his ways than Kalinaki. He's 3 years older. So maybe that's what it is, bro. Maybe that's what it is, y'all. Maybe he is what he is. He's a great power puncher with a ton of heart that ain't gonna fold no matter what the situation is. And at any moment, whether he getting his ass beat or whether he's winning a fight, at any moment, he can end that shit with a right hand. And all that being said, he almost won the fight in the 4th round. He almost won the fight in the 4th round. He came closer to beating Tyson Fury than anyone else has. So I think the jury's still out, but I think maybe we should temper our expectations of expecting him to come back and be some changed fighter that's not going to look the same. I think he'll probably look the same. If we're betting, he'll probably look the same for the rest of his career for however long he decides to continue to fight.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to address that question. I see Underground and Sweet Tea. They feel a little bit different. They pretty much think the chemistry both guys have, it works. And chemistry is important. If y'all both got the chemistry together and it works, like Jamel Charlo, he asked Ronnie Shields about going to Derrick James. The chemistry was there, always been there. He said, at the fights and everything, and he went on and went over to Derrick James. So hey, that's important too. I think so.
Yeah, that's a fact. But I see him too in the chat. Like, yeah, Deontay Wilder said, hey, he got the mind. We got great chemistry. I got family around. He did say all of that. But did y'all see him following the instructions in the fight though? Like, what were his actions in the fight? Did that chemistry show up in the fight? Is what we have to ask ourselves. And I would say it didn't.
Well,
I would say
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I was gonna finish up by saying I would say in the fight that for the first round or two, yeah, he tried to stick to the game plan, but as I was saying, and as KQKC said, once he got hit, he didn't continue to follow those same instructions. He started looking for that right hand. He started trying to bail himself out with that right hand. So yes, chemistry matters, and yes, he explained and said that Malik Scott got the mind, he got the athleticism. That's all cool. But when shit really hit the fan, Wilder went back to trying to be Wilder, bro. That's all I'm trying to say.
Right. I don't think Mark Brilliant said he's very hard to train. He kind of set in his ways, or he do what he want to do. But I don't think that's so. Because it seems like he's already. He wants to learn. He wants to be better than what he is. He want to be great. I can't see that. So, but we're gonna move on, man. And okay, what's the next fight? We talking about Friday night.
I think we covered pretty much everything. Friday, 2 main ones. We did Henry LeBron. We did we did that. We also got unless you want to talk about the hometown dude, Giovanni Santillan, the fight right before Emmanuel Navarrete. Unless you want to talk about that.
Yeah, that was pretty much an easy fight. No, I'm thinking about last night. No, I'm sorry. That was long call.
Yeah, we can skip the Saturday. The other fighters, that co-main event, Giovanni Santillan versus Angel Ruiz, that was the co-main event on Friday. That was the fight right before Emmanuel Navarrete and
okay, that's a 10 round.
Joel Gonzalez, that was a 10 rounder, but it was a straightforward fight. Giovanni, the hometown dude, the undefeated welterweight, he was the guy that was putting all that pressure on. Remember Angel Ruiz? He wouldn't remember when you were calling it. He was the one not fighting to his height, trying to fight on the inside and shit.
Right.
And Giovanni just was better than him. He was better than him, landing more punches. Giovanni ain't got no defense though, so he's undefeated. But as he steps up, it's a lot of sharks in 147 pounds. So I don't know if he'll be a true player at 147 pounds. I think the other thing I take away from Friday night and Saturday night, Robert Garcia got more fighters than anybody right now. Robert Garcia.
I said that too last night. I said, damn, Robert in there 3 times. I'm like, damn. But hey, he wasn't too much of a fighter, but a trainer, he's a hell of a trainer. I have to give him that. I have to give him that. He's a good trainer. And the young kid, what was his name? Rodriguez.
Yeah, I told y'all that boy nice, man.
Man, he's only next to Devin Haney. I think he's the youngest. He's 21. He's 21 years old, and the boy can box. The boy is nice, and he's he's under Robert Garcia, and he's 13-0, and matter of fact 14-0 now.
14-0 with 10 knockouts, yeah. And did you know I didn't know this? And when I was doing the prediction, because I did a prediction on that fight because I wanted to cover him, I was like, damn, bro, he looked like Josh Franco. Josh Franco, the dude that beat Maloney. That's his little brother, bro. Jesse Rodriguez is his little brother, yeah. And they got a different last name. That shit crazy, but they are brothers, bro. Like blood brothers. Wow. Yeah, and Jesse Rodriguez, I said it when I dropped the prediction video, man. If Mexico had a Vasily Lomachenko in terms of a style, he that, man. He that. The way that he take those angles and pivot around off to his right, looking for that left hand, that's crazy. And the sad thing is, he was supposed to become the if he had won, he was supposed to become the youngest world champion in boxing right now. But the dude he was supposed to fight down there, the 108-pound WBA champion, pulled out of the fight. So the guy that he ended up fighting yesterday was actually a replacement fight, bro. He was supposed to be fighting for a world championship yesterday, but that dude Burgos was a late minute replacement, a last minute replacement. I couldn't find out. The guy he was supposed to fight was Esteban Bermudez, the WBA regular champion, down at 108 pounds. But for whatever reason, he pulled out, and Rodriguez had to fight this replacement opponent. But his angles and the way that his power looks down there at 108 pounds, coming forward at you, giving you different angles from that southpaw stance with that high guard, he's a problem. He's a problem down there. Like, depending upon how big he gets, I think we're looking at a future world champion, and I think we could be looking at a future multiple division world champion. When you look at him, man, he can. Right. Jesse Rodriguez can fight, bro. He can fight.
Yeah. I mean, I was very surprised. That's my second time seeing him fight. And at first he started off kind of slow, and I guess you're trying to figure him out or whatever and see what he bringing to the table. And so the second round, then he turned it up a little bit. Then he turned up a little bit more towards the end of the second round. Then now, then the third round, man, the guy just, relentless, I mean, so, and I didn't know he was that young. And then he's Franco's brother. That's another thing. And they do look alike if you think about it.
Yeah, they look just alike, bro.
Right.
They look. I almost said it when I did my video. I like, damn, is this Joshua Franco? Like, I was really thinking about then when I was watching the broadcast, because I know you ain't had a sound on because you was or no, you didn't call the fights yesterday, so you probably did have a sound on. But then when they did the broadcast, they was like, yeah, Josh Franco's little brother. And then I seen Franco in the corner with him, and they both trained to Robert Garcia. It all started making sense to me. I was like, oh shit. They brothers for real, bro. Like, right, yeah. And so they pops brought them up. Like, he got some good. That's why he looks so advanced at 21, because he doing stuff that you don't see most 21-year-olds doing in that ring, taking different pivots, looking for angles, setting up shots. He always looking to throw, man. He got some things that he does very well in that ring. So 108-pound division. And however big he can get to, they better watch out for that young man, because that young man can fight, bro.
Oh yeah, and he has a tight guard. He can't get through that guard. He carries a tight guard, and he got great defense. No matter where you throw at, it's hard to hit him. He keep a real tight defense. So I noticed that too last night. So and the commentators noticed it too last night. So
Yeah, they was
uh,
giving him a lot of props and a lot of praise. I can't wait to see
uh,
what's next for him. And he's from right here in Texas, so you know we
mm,
gotta support that. He's from San Antonio, Texas, so he
yeah,
doing his thing, man. So salute to that young man for he turned
yeah.
pro at 17, man. He been
Wow.
pro for 4 years. Like I like that's why like I'm telling y'all, like I know we all like the glamour fighters in the glamour divisions. Everybody want to talk about
Right.
Earl Spence, cool, bro. Everybody want to talk about Terrence Crawford, that's cool,
Yep.
man. Everybody want to talk about Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, that's all good. But I'm telling y'all, it's some great boxers out here that are not
Mm-hmm.
being talked about enough, that are very entertaining, very fun to watch, and that
Mm-hmm.
can catch your eye, man, if you really just become
Mm-hmm.
a fan of the fight and not so much a fan of the fighter. Just
Yeah.
my thoughts.
Yeah, that's what I was saying Friday. Friday night a lot of fighters that was fighting Friday night. You know, you had a couple 4-rounders, a couple 8-rounders. See, these ain't your Earl Spencer, like you said, Terrence Crawford, Wilder, nothing like that. But these are the same guys that you're gonna be talking about in 3 or 4 years or
Mhm.
less, or less. And you know, and you be like, man, I watched that when KQ called it, you know, and he was just starting out, and look at him now, you know. So I think he's gonna be a big force, especially Rodriguez. He's gonna be a big force in in his division, you know. So, but I want to curious if he moves up, how he would be able to take them punches. You know, he got the height,
True.
you know. But now, what's now the next fight I really want to get into is what was that the champion. He got out.
Soto.
Yes, sir. Soto. Yes.
Yeah.
Soto
I have
and
to eat crow on
Gonzalez.
that one. I got that one wrong, y'all. It's one
Man,
of the only ones I got wrong this week, man.
wow, he got outboxed by
Got
Gonzalez.
his
Man,
ass whooped.
man. And I keep telling everybody, listen, it's not running. All right, it's range generalship, is lateral movement. Okay, running is you just moving and getting out the way and not throwing anything and something like that. That's running. All right, but what Gonzalez did, and I thought he was a Cuban because the way he was just so, man, he was so on point, you know. And I had called Knock. I said, man, this dude is boxing, right? He said,
Yeah.
wait, he's from Puerto Rico. He ain't from Cuba. I said, what? You know, so you know, you get that Puerto Rican and Mexican, you know, competition that goes back since Trinidad and way back before then. But he was boxing, and he came. Actually, he was the challenger, and he came in, and he's a smaller fighter, and Soto was kind of aggressive. All right, he was kind of walking down, but pretty much following him. See, it's our art, knockout and cutting off the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can't do it. Now, I will agree with one of the commentators last night. Triple G cuts off the ring great. He knows how to step over. He knows how to cut off your get out. Find a way out. You know, when you got a guy and he can find a way out of there, you know, then you're not cutting off the ring correctly. You know,
True.
so now with Gonzalez, he boxed beautiful. You know, he got in the ring. He kind of gave him a little push to get him off of him right real fast. Then he came and, you know, hit him with a left down the pipe. Then he cooked him with the right and twist out. It came back into the center of the ring, and he made Soto miss. I mean, and those misses get the judge's eye because they was big misses. So, what you think about it so far?
Man, so I'm very excited for Jonathan Gonzalez, but Elwin Soto, man, like number
Yeah.
one, if you know you're a pressure fighter, you would think you would work on cutting off the ring. That's the first thing. The second thing, if you have any sort of ring IQ, if you have any sort of ring IQ whatsoever, and you like the first 3 or 4 rounds, this man is making you hit the ropes every time you try to aim at his head. Why the hell
Right.
you ain't trying to punch him in the body, bro? He didn't
Exactly.
start trying to punch him in the body till the 11th or 12th round, and that's when he started having success in the fight. Like, at what point, like, if some shit not working, do you keep doing it over and over and over again? Like you following this man around the ring. You know you a pressure fighter. Everybody ain't gonna fight with you. And and the fact that he said in the weigh-in, because I watched the weigh-in, I watch all of that shit. He said in the weigh-in, I feel like he gonna try to run from me. So I'm gonna cut him off, I'm gonna chase him down, and I'm gonna get him up out of there. I'm gonna hurt him. Okay, cool, bro. Well, if you knew he was gonna run from you, you didn't work on cutting off the ring at all. Because all you did was chase him. He just followed him around, bro. He followed him around like he was a little dog, and Jonathan Gonzalez had a treat for him or something, bro. He just following him around the ring, not trying to cut him off at all, and just content with missing, with missing over and over again. And he also he showed he got a little bit of a dirty fighter in him. I didn't like Elwin Soto when he got tangled up with him. He tried to twist Jonathan Gonzalez's arm or some shit to try to hurt him or something. I didn't like that shit either. Jonathan Gonzalez, as you said, man, you close your eyes and you open back up, you don't see the flag on his trunk, so you don't look at his box record. You'll think he from Cuba.
Right.
You think he from Cuba. That southpaw style, that straight left hand was connecting all night. He was throwing left hand, right hook, pivoting out, getting out of trouble the whole time. He does have an issue, and I said this in the video when I did the breakdown. He keeps his head in the air. And he can be hit. He did get caught with some shots, so he doesn't have the best head movement, but his feet are good. His feet are very good. So even with the lack of head movement, he was able to get out of trouble with his feet. But I'm highly disappointed in the Mexican fighter Elwin Soto, because if he had done some things different, the fight probably could have been a lot more competitive. And one of them, even if he had been chasing him around the whole time and not cutting off the ring good, if he would have just made the simple adjustment of, okay, I'm not hitting him in the head, let me just start aiming for his arms and his shoulders and his body and shit. If he would have made that simple adjustment earlier in the fight, he probably would have had a chance to win the fight, and because he probably would have slowed Jonathan Gonzalez down a little bit, bro. But you letting this man build confidence because he moving around. Then when you finally do swing at him, he making your ass miss badly. His confidence just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah. And then he end up outboxing you and boxing your head off. Now, the decision was right. The decision for Jonathan Gonzalez to win was correct. What I don't like, and what I'm going to try to make an effort to start pointing out more, is the judging in this fight for one of those judges to have the fight 116 to 112 for Elwin Soto. Yeah. How, bro? Like, it shouldn't. Like, I know he still got the victory, Jonathan Gonzalez, but it should have been a unanimous decision. And I'm tired of these judges doing shit. And we're probably going to talk about this in the Mikey Garcia, because it was a questionable judge in that round, in that fight too. But I'm tired of these judges getting away with these horrible scorecards, because anybody else in America, bro, anybody else in America, KQKC, back when you were working before you retired, my full-time job right now, if I'm as bad at my job as some of these judges are, bro, they going to fire my ass. They're not going to let me come back to work. And to watch a fight like that, and to give Elwin Soto a 116 to 112 scorecard with no knockdowns, what that means, y'all, is that they scored that fight 8 rounds to 4 for Elwin Soto. Somebody explain to me how, bro. And I picked Soto to win. And y'all know I love my prediction record, bro. Y'all know I love getting fights right. But a spade is a spade. And if you're wrong, bro. And that's a horrible ass scorecard. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that's horrible. We gotta start talking about this shit, y'all. We gotta, even if the decision is right, if we got one judge that's scoring some shit horribly, we gotta call that shit out, because they ain't gonna change this shit unless we keep putting their feet to the fire. But an outstanding performance by Jonathan Gonzalez. It's a shame that on his record it says split decision victory when it should have been a unanimous decision victory, because the judge don't know what the hell they looking at in the ring, which I don't know how you can judge a fight and not know what you're looking at. So it's just bad for boxing. We don't get this shit. Maybe there's some controversial decisions in other combat sport, MMA or whatever, but it's never this big. Like, we can almost expect every weekend we gonna get a horrible ass scorecard, if not a horrible ass decision. Yeah, at the very least, at the very least, we gonna get a horrible ass scorecard every single time we watch a fight. We know we gonna have at least one horrible scorecard on that fight card that week. And the shit's a shame, bro. It's a shame and it's ridiculous. So salute to Jonathan Gonzalez. I'm glad he didn't get robbed, but he should have got a unanimous decision victory, in my opinion, because he boxed Elwin Soto's ears off his damn head, bro.
Yep, you're right. Now, this is a question I want to ask. Maybe I'm wrong, Maybe somebody didn't check and maybe got a feel of it. You know, I don't know, because see, these judges, you know, it's always maybe one, maybe two. I don't know. Sometimes they like the aggressor. They like the one that's hunting you down. They like the hunter, right? They don't like the guy that's fighting on the back foot and the guy that's boxing like Gonzalez did on last night against Soto. They don't like that. They like the guy that's making the fight, right? Make the fight. And that's what they like. They like the guy that said, "Come on, let's engage." He want to engage, right? You pretty much pop shotting, you know. And some judges like that, you know. And could that be the issue with some of these judges, or they just blinding them up? I don't know.
hell no. Demetrius Bright, trust me. I know what you're talking about. I'm gonna get into that. When we start talking about that fight, I'm gonna talk a lot about that shit. But no, I don't give them that excuse, KQKC. Here's why: because the criteria is effective aggression, your defense, your ring generalship, and clean punches. And I'm sorry, there's a difference between aggression and effective aggression. And let's say that you believe that Elwin Soto was being effectively aggressive. Okay, cool, Judge. Cool, Mr. and Mrs. Judge. Who was landing the cleaner punches?
Right.
Who showed the better defense? Who showed the better ring generalship? You still would have to give 3 out of 4 to Jonathan Gonzalez in that fight. So I don't want to give them that excuse of, oh, we like the person that's going to make the fight, the person that's pushing forward. Pushing forward at what cost? Pushing forward at the cost of getting your head boxed off with clean punches. Pushing forward at the cost of what? Having your punches hit the ropes every goddamn time because you can't hit the dude in the head.
That's what I'm saying. There you go.
Yeah, like, nah, bro. They not blind.
That? Right.
Yeah, they not blind. They know what they doing, bro. They know what they doing. They out here. I believe, honestly, depending upon the level of the fighter and the promotion company, I feel like they go in, certain champions and certain fighters, they go in with at least one judge that at worst is going to get him a draw. Like, if you getting your ass beat, I'm going to give you a draw. But if it's close whatsoever, if it's 8 rounds to 4 the other way, or if it's 7 rounds to 5, and I know that the other dude is winning, I'm still going to score for you. I think they go into the fight knowing that shit sometimes, where it's like, okay, I got this one judge in my back pocket. I just need to make it competitive enough to where maybe another judge will give me the fight too. Like, I promise I believe that wholeheartedly, bro. Like, you can't convince me otherwise when I see how these scorecards come out, man.
Yeah.
So I'm not giving them that damn excuse of, oh man, like, I just like the people that go to make the fight, the person that's moving forward. Bro, that's not your job. Your job is to score using the judging criteria that they give y'all, bro. Using the scoring criteria that's in boxing. And the scoring criteria don't say shit about, oh, I like the person that's going forward. That's not what it say, bro. If that's all you can see, if that's all you can see in a fight, then your ass shouldn't be judging no fight, bro. Because you should be looking at that. You should be looking at who's landing the better punches, who's showing the better ring generalship, and who got the better defense. You're supposed to be looking at all of that shit equally. Nowhere in the judging book or nowhere in the rules does it say you're supposed to put this over that or that over this. Like, nah, bro, they tripping with that shit. I'm not trying to hear none of that. They be bullshitting on them scorecards, KQ.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. How can you score a guy that he's coming for, you know, and he's trying to make the fight? Well, he's trying to score or whatever, but he's missing. So where do you get him points at? Ain't no ring generalship because he's not, you know, utilizing the ring. He's just trying to get to the guy, but he's missing. So where are the points being scored? You know, that's what I understand. You know, so it's always 1 out of the 3 or 2 out of the 3 come up with some crazy shit, you know. But let's go to what the next one you want to go to?
Shoot, we can do the Mikey Garcia one. We can do the Mikey Garcia because I know that's gonna take a while, and then I'm sure you want to talk a little bit about Devin Haney and them, the lightweight division. I'm sure we want to get into that a little bit later too, because
Devin Haney was pissed off last.
Yeah, it was some fire going on outside the ring too, man. I can't wait to talk about that shit.
Yeah, yes, sir.
That shit was lit. But Mikey Garcia, man, Mikey Garcia, he that 20 months outside the ring, that'll do that shit to you. That'll do that shit to you. And that's the other one I got wrong. I got Elwin Soto wrong this week, and I got Mikey Garcia wrong. All the other 6 I got right. But Mikey Garcia, man, Sandor Martin put on a boxing clinic. Mikey Garcia Mikey Garcia couldn't catch up to him, and at some point, I've heard people saying that maybe the Errol Spence victory over Mikey Garcia isn't as good as now, or maybe Mikey Garcia ain't the same. Because he sure took a lot of time off after Errol Spence ass whooping, and he didn't look that good against Vargas. And then he took a lot of time off after fighting Vargas, and now he's out bad. He got to rematch this dude. And I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever see the same Mikey Garcia that was a 4 division champion, pound for pound level fighter. Sometimes you just lose it, and he's only fought 7 times in the last 7 years, once in the last 20 months. That inactivity is doing it to him, in my opinion. I believe looking at his body, how soft it was, and how he just didn't look in the best shape, I believe he spent this whole camp losing weight. He had a fat
knockout. I just want to holler at Exclusive News Insider. Yeah, hey, what's going on, X? Hey, I appreciate you, brother. All right, you did a good job last night and everything. And sorry, you get it, my nigga. My nigga. Yeah, you get cool, brother. Yeah. Hey, no problem, man. I don't mind coming through. All right. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but and so
okay, you froze up there. Okay. But like he was saying, Mikey Garcia, he was pretty much I think Errol Spence, first of all, I think Errol Spence took a lot out of Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia last night, he's not that 4 division champion that we used to know. Okay, he's not that same Mikey Garcia. All right, this is a different Mikey Garcia. He never had no 6-pack, so let's not go there. All right, but Errol Spence gave him a concussion. Now, when you get a concussion, okay, it can last for a minute or it can last for off and on. You'll see remnants of a concussion. So therefore, he probably come back in. All right. So therefore, Mikey, he was looking kind of around the sides, and he looked just slow. Inactivity, and sometimes a rough fight can take that out of you. Now, and that's what Errol Spence did. Derrick James tried to tell. Here you go. Okay, Derrick James tried to tell. Derrick James tried to tell Robert Garcia, hey, let's stop this fight. This is getting a little bit heavy on Mikey, this and that. But they weren't hearing it. He wanted to be a champion. He wanted to go out on a shield. Well, sometimes inactivity, a rough fight like that, it takes a lot out of you. And let's not forget, Mikey Garcia and Floyd Mayweather, they was neck and neck trying to beat the Rocky Marciano record. But Bob and him got into a court battle, and Bob put him on the shelf for a while. So Mikey got a lot of fights on his belt. And Floyd, of course, went on and broke the record. But still, Mikey Garcia was the second winningest fighter at that time. So Mikey, and he did a lot for the community and everything. But Mikey is not that same fighter, that 4 division champion that we used to know. Now, this last night is a good example to show you a hard fight and how you can take a lot out of you. Go ahead, Knockout.
Yeah, and I was trying to get to that before my shit froze up. I apologize, everybody in the chat. My bad. But yeah, maybe Errol Spence took a lot out of him, man. Like that shit happens. Like when sometimes a long ass beating for 12 rounds, your chin and your heart could be too good for your own good, bro. Sometimes it's better to get your ass knocked out, bro. Sometimes when you've been getting your ass beat for 6 or 7 rounds, maybe your corner should stop the fight and not allow you to continue to get your ass whooped for 6 or 7 rounds, because now he's taking time off. He's not as dedicated to the sport. I've seen somebody else say that in the chat. He's not the same, bro. And again, when I was making the point about Deontay Wilder and earlier, like, again, we got to start trusting our eyes with these fighters. For Mikey Garcia, he didn't look the same last night, bro. That counter punching ability, that whole the power, being able to continue to stick to his game plan when he gets hit. Once Sandor Martin started hitting him, he was like, oh shit, all right, Cool.
Right.
Let me just continue to try to go forward. And he was throwing the same combination over. He was robotic in there. You could tell he was in there, jab, right hand hook. Try to get you to the ropes, jab, right hand hook, jab, right hand hook. And
He was
Sandor Martin,
headhunting too much, right?
yeah. Sandor Martin just kept pivoting out of that shit. Like, oh, you gonna do the same shit over and over again? And we gotta understand, like, yes, Sandor Martin, he deserves full credit. He looked good in this fight. He pulled off a huge upset, but Mikey Garcia went from a pound for pound fighter, somebody that was challenging the likes of Earl Spence, somebody that beat Adrian Broner, beat Robert Easter, you know, a very, very great fighter. He went from that to losing to somebody that this was only his third time fighting outside of Spain, bro.
Right. First time.
This is the guy. Yeah, like I want y'all to understand this. No disrespect to Sandor Martin, but the guy that Rolly Romero just knocked out, bro. And I know we don't believe in triangle theory, but I'm trying to drive home a point, y'all. The guy that just got knocked out by Rolly Romero, his name is Anthony Yiggett, and his nickname is Anthony Can You Dig It Yiggett. Like, it's a crazy ass nickname. Anyway, that guy beat Sandor Martin by unanimous decision, bro. Like, by a wide unanimous decision. He beat Sandor Martin, bro.
Wow.
The guy that got knocked out by Rolly Romero beat Sandor Martin, bro. Like, put that into perspective. There's no way in hell, bro. There's no way in hell that somebody that lost to Anthony Yiggett, that lost to anybody that Rolly Romero has beaten. There's no way that somebody that lost to somebody like that, bro, should be boxing Mikey Garcia's ears off the way that he did last night. It ain't that he just hit Mikey with a lucky ass punch or that he hit Mikey with something he didn't see. He outboxed him the whole fight, bro.
Exactly.
I'll let you get to the super chat because I got a lot more, man. I got a lot more.
No. Demetrius Bryant. And that's yes, sir. It says salute. Salute, supporting the grind. Hey, I appreciate that, DB. Yes, sir. Demetrius.
Yeah, Demetrius.
Always
for sure.
The grind and going right ahead.
And so when he when you get in your ear, it's worse because now it's like, okay, your feet ain't the same, your boxing mind ain't the same, your reaction time ain't the same. Like, you could tell he lost a little bit because there was a time in Mikey Garcia's career, man, Sandor Martin wouldn't last 7 or 8 rounds with him, bro.
Right.
And so you gotta really look at that and be like, damn, bro, you losing like that. Like, and now when he does the rematch, because he gonna have to do the rematch. He gonna have to do the rematch. He can't, there's no way he can get a big fight now.
Right.
He gotta get over this hump. So when you do the rematch, it could be even worse because now Sandor Martin, shit, he feeling himself, bro. He confident. The same way that Helenius beat up Kalinaki in that first fight. Now go look at the second fight. You saw a fighter that was much more sure of himself. He was sitting down on his punches even earlier in the fight and even more in the fight. And he ended up making it worse. He didn't knock out Kalinaki as early as he did in the first fight, but he beat him up much worse. And he had Kalinaki looking for a way out, trying to punch him in his testicles the whole goddamn time because he was getting his ass whooped. Mikey Garcia, bro, maybe a better training camp now that he has the weight off. Maybe he can go straight into training camp and rematch this fight in a few months. But I don't know, man. Somebody asked the question, is he done? I tell you what, not yet. He's in the 12th round. He's getting up off the canvas. And if he and this is obviously a metaphor, and if he don't get the knockout here in the 12th round, and the knockout will be somehow coming back and beating Sandor Martin, at that point, he done, bro. He done. And I hate to say it because he only 32, 33 years old, but sometimes a good ass whooping, like what Earl Spence gave him, sometimes that should have ended your career earlier than you thought. That should have ended your career earlier than what you thought. And then the last thing, and I'll pass the OG, this fight too had a bogus ass scorecard, y'all. Somebody scored this shit a draw. Somebody somewhere, one of them judges gave this fight 95-95. I need someone to go back and watch the fight and give me the 5 rounds that you could possibly score for Mikey Garcia, bro. You can't give him any. There's, bro, maybe I gave him 2. Maybe 2. This shit should have been a wide ass scorecard. This shit should have been like 98-92, bro. 98-92 in favor of Sandor Martin. But we got these judges that's in the pocket, man. It's horrible, man. It's horrible, bro. 95-95 for the fight that we just saw. You was getting caught with left hands the whole damn time, bro. You was getting outboxed, and then they were saying it in the broadcast, right? Like, okay, maybe Mikey, he always takes 2 or 3 rounds to get started. That's code for Sandor Martin is beating his ass these first 2 or 3 rounds. Okay, so we give Sandor Martin the first half of the fight. Then you go look at the second half of the fight. Sandor Martin started letting his hands go and started popping Mikey Garcia ass, stopping him in his tracks. So I'm trying to find which rounds these judges is giving Mikey Garcia, bro.
Because exclusive news, they were saying that too on his show that they're gonna try to get him a draw because they thought it was gonna be a draw. Yeah, but
that's crazy. That's crazy, man. But yeah, that's all I got on it. Salute to Sandor Martin. But everybody keep in perspective when you leave here this morning, just know that Mikey Garcia lost to a guy that got his ass knocked out by Rolly Romero. I'm gonna say it again because I know that's a lot to take in. Mikey Garcia just lost to a guy that got his ass knocked out by Rolly Romero. Y'all think about that for a second. But you go ahead, OG. Yeah,
well, exclusive news. He said the same thing last night on his show. You know about Yigit and Rolly and that. You know, I mean, I understand style made fights. You know, we get that, but still, Mikey Garcia, he's a better fighter than that. Mikey Garcia is very fundamentally sound. That's one thing you can say about him. He might be short, all right, and he might not be that big puncher, all right. But when he fought, let's say Lipinets, all right, straight right hands was attacking him all day long. But he wasn't fighting no boxer. Last night he was fighting a boxer. Now, when they said, "Well, who is Mikey fighting?" Well, they said Sandor Martin. They said, who the hell is Sandor Martin? Because he he always fought over in Europe. You know, he never fought over here. You know, this was the first time in the US, and he fought in Russia, I think, a couple of times, once or whatever. But he came out and he was very confident of himself. In the dressing room, he was very confident. He said, "I'm going to shock the world. I'm going to get in there," and you know what? And he did. He did. He fought, and I don't know, did he watch any film or whatever? Mikey was feeling himself coming in with the farmers and everything, which he, donated and all that. It took about 5 minutes to get to the ring and everything. That's good and fine and dandy. But did he look through this guy? Did he look at it like a tune-up? Because that what they was calling it last night, a tune-up. And like you touched on, well, it usually take Mikey Garcia 2 or 3 rounds to figure the guy out. Usually he trying to figure out, how is he breathing? How is he looking in the eye? I'm like, what?
Does he really want to fight?
Right.
You can't tell if he really want to fight by him busting you across your damn head.
Exactly. So he probably found out in round 2 that, okay, this guy do want to fight, right? Because he was hitting him with uppercuts and straight lefts and swinging out of there using his angles. And he just gave him, he said before the fight, that he's going to give Mikey Garcia a boxing lesson. And that's what he did. He gave him a boxing lesson. Now, can Mikey come back? Yeah. He's going to have to stay a little more active because you can't fight once a year and a half, whatever, and expect to come out there and dominate. This supposed to have been a tune-up fight. Now, I don't know. Is this a reason why he didn't want Regis? Exclusive news, they touched on that shit last night. Maybe that's the reason why. He didn't want to fight Regis.
If that Mikey showed up for Regis, he'd have got his ass knocked out for the first time in his career. And it ain't because I think Regis is better than Errol Spence Jr., obviously. It's just because that Mikey right there, I seen somebody say he was pudgy. He didn't look the same. He looked a step too slow. And Regis Prograis wouldn't have been backing up, bro. Once Regis Prograis saw that shit, he was going to step to Mikey ass and like, okay, let's just fight, bro. You ain't got shit for me. Let's just fight. I'm about to beat your ass. And real quick, and I'll let you finish, KQ. Salute to Mike 202 and salute to Chi-Town's Finest for hitting me in the cash out, man. I appreciate y'all, bro. I really do. Thank you so much.
All right. That's right. Let's support them. Let's see, can we get them up to 2,000? All right. Okay, now, but yeah, Facts, man, facts, and so Mikey, he did look kind of heavy around the waist. I mean, like I told you earlier, he's not that guy that always had the six pack. He's not that guy. And another thing, the commentators, I didn't call the fight last night, so I had a chance to listen to these guys. These guys are still trying to diminish Earl Spence's work on Mikey Garcia. Well, Mikey lost one, but that was with Earl Spence because the size difference was a big factor in that fight. No, Mikey wanted to fight Earl doing what champions do. Don't turn down nothing. Right? If you want to fight, okay, let's do it. So I mean, right now, I think Mikey Garcia is not the same fighter he used to be. And will he be that same fighter again? No. I think he's trying to get a pretty much nice bag and go ahead and do his charitable work, which I commend him for that. But as far as going back to that old 4-division champion Mikey Garcia, you're not going to see that Mikey Garcia anymore. You're not. I mean, fighters do get older. And like I say, this is a young man sports. And the way these guys are coming up now, they want all the smoke. That's why me and Knockout was saying Friday night, yesterday, when you see these guys in these 4-round fights, the 8-round fights, these are memorable fights. You got to remember these names because these are the guys that are going to be fighting all the time. These are guys that are going to want that smoke and not sitting there and looking at the belt on the goddamn bed. They're going to want to go out there and fight and fight and fight, and so I mean, I'm sorry, but Mikey, he was a good champion, and so when they asked him, do you want a rematch? He said, yeah, but it's gonna have to be a 10-rounder. Okay, why, Mikey? You don't want to go 12? But I know it's no build-ups for it, so
you just lost a 10-rounder.
Right.
What the rounds got to do with it, bro?
That's what I'm saying.
That ain't got shit. That ain't got shit to do with it.
Right.
And he's a Hall of Fame fighter, so I take nothing from him. 4th-division champion.
Right.
Got a great resume. And he stepped up to Earl Spence, bro. Like at the end of the day, he took that fight. He moved up and took that fight, and he was trying to be great. So I'm never gonna knock him for that. But it's not hating on Mikey Garcia to say that maybe he ain't the same.
Right.
That's not hating on him. So and then real quick, I don't know if you heard this on the announcers last night. I guess it's promoting or whatever because you work for DAZN and you got to big up their fighters. But they also said when they were promoting the Dillian White and Otto Wallin fight, and they were like Dillian White coming in and he's only lost to one person, Anthony Joshua. I was like, was I in another world? Didn't I see him get his ass knocked out by Povetkin?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
What the hell y'all talking about? He only lost one fight, bro. What are y'all talking about? Didn't he have to rematch Povetkin because Povetkin knocked his ass out, put him to sleep? Like, bro, so they be tripping sometimes, man. Exactly. They be tripping sometimes. And then and that's the thing, like, it's so many people tuning in that maybe won't catch shit like that, man. Like casual fans and shit, and they be lying to the people and shit, and that shit irks my nerves, bro. Like, it's okay. Like, he lost more than one fight, like, and you know that shit. Right. You know he lost more than one fight, bro. Why y'all playing with us, bro? Right. Don't play with me. Don't they'll just let you know they don't respect their fans and they think we dumb and shit, bro. For you to say some shit like that. He's only lost to Anthony Joshua. He'll be taking on Otto Wallin to see who's gonna challenge Tyson Fury. I'm like, bro, 48-year-old Povetkin knocked the shit out of him, bro. He knocked Dillian White out, and y'all ain't gonna mention that, bro. Y'all just gonna take Povetkin credit like that, bro.
Right.
Like that shit crazy, man. That shit crazy. I don't like that shit, bro.
They touched what Eddie Hearn touched on this with Devin Haney about Diaz, Jojo Diaz.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, he's willing to offer Jojo Diaz the same amount of money that he was going to get to fight Ryan Garcia. Now, he did ask Devin Haney about Lopez, and they were trying to build up Lopez a little bit, But Devin Haney said, no, he's a ducker too. All right. He interrupted him and said, no, he's a ducker too, And I guess that got back to Lopez, and because you seen the big
I seen all that. I was looking at it before we got on here. I seen all that.
Yeah. So now it's another fight you want to touch on real fast.
I think that's all the big ones. That's all the big
Okay.
ones. We can if you want to talk about Haney and JoJo Diaz in the lightweight division and Haney and
Okay.
Teofimo, we can hop into that for the last 25 minutes, man. I think that'll be a
Okay.
fun conversation.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So in case y'all don't know, Haney and Eddie Hearn. They and I gotta give Eddie Hearn credit because I shit on him when he be lying and when he be doing his bullshit, but he was promoting his ass off last night.
Yes, he was.
He was promoting his ass off last night, and so he and I disagree. Exclusive news, and I'm gonna tell you why in a minute. I don't think he showed any dog yesterday, but Haney and Eddie Hearn, they got up there. They said, "Look, man, we offering you the same amount of money that you got to fight Ryan Garcia." So we need to make this fight happen. If you don't make the fight happen, that just means that you gonna that you know you can't beat Devin Haney, basically in a nutshell. And what I like about it is that it puts JoJo Diaz's feet to the fire, bro. Like it's time for somebody to please fight Devin Haney. And I ain't heard JoJo Diaz come out and say, "Man, y'all ain't offering me nothing. I ain't seen no paperwork." So obviously, what they saying has to be true, or he would say that you lying. That's the first thing. And then the second thing, I always try to tell y'all, man, and I hope y'all are listening to me. As a fighter, if they start talking about shit other than how much, like the money and their legacy, if it's anything else, bro, they ducking. And at this point, if you JoJo Diaz, you got an opportunity to fight for the belt. You also can make what's reported to be $1.5 million. I want y'all to understand something. It was reported that he made $300,000 in his last fight. Now, that could be true. That could be false. Let's say he made more than that. Let's just say JoJo Diaz made $500,000 in his last fight against Javier Fortuna. $1.5 million is 3 times more than $500,000. So put this in perspective. He's getting offered a paycheck that's at least 3 times more than his last paycheck, and the opportunity to put one of the biggest names in the lightweight division on his resume and potentially beat Devin Haney if he's able to pull it out. The only name that's comparable to Devin Haney on his resume is Gary Russell Jr. That's the only one that's comparable. That's the only one that's as good on the same level that can be seen eye to eye, maybe even a little bit better than Devin Haney since he has more title defenses. That's it, bro. So if you JoJo Diaz, and I don't say this lightly, if you turn down 3 times more than you've ever made and the opportunity to put a huge legacy build on your resume, you ducking, bro. You ducking. And I already believe you was ducking because what people got to understand is that when you fight for an interim belt, when you fight for a mandatory position, you go into that fight knowing the sanctioning body lets you know it's in writing. You know, look, if you win this fight, you're going to be the challenger for the champion. That's what you fight for the interim belt for, is to put yourself in position to challenge the champion. And so when he tried to go do something else, he was ducking in the first place. So that's the first thing. But now at this point, it becomes even more it becomes even more apparent that you're ducking if you don't take this fight now. You're getting more money than you ever made, and you got an opportunity to fight for a championship. I don't know what you're waiting on. And then the Teofimo part, the Teofimo Lopez part, the reason I say he didn't show how tough he was or whatever, because he was saying, "Oh yeah, we can make the fight." Devin Haney called him a female body part to his face, and all he said was, "No, I ain't never that. I ain't never that. All right, cool, you ain't that." So him and his father and Devin Haney and his father, they going back and forth. And Devin Haney said, "Okay, well, after I take care of my fight and you take care of Kambosos, let's fight next." And he said, "Let's shake on it. Let's fight next. What's up?" And Teofimo Lopez, "No, I ain't shaking your hand. I ain't shaking your hand. I'll shake your dad's hand," but he never shook his dad's hand, bro. So at the end of the day, all that barking or whatever, you had an opportunity to basically have a verbal handshake agreement to get the fight done, and they ain't want no parts of it, bro. They ain't want no parts of it. Like, and so I think Devin Haney, he comes out this morning, he's looking like what he's been saying he is. Right now, he looking like he the boogeyman of the division, bro. These dudes don't want to fight him. Right. They do not want to fight him for whatever reason. And to me, if you got an email champion in front of you, if you got somebody that ain't got no power, that's pillow fisted, that's gonna get you the biggest payday you've had, shit, why not fight him? Why not fight him?
Father shook Bill's hand, but
Tio Father did. Okay, yeah. Hey, I didn't see Teofimo Lopez Jr. did it. The two fighters did, but either way, bro, that's the fight I want to see more than all of this shit. So hopefully they can get through their respective opponents and they can make that shit happen, man. That's what I'm hoping for. But overall, I think Devin Haney and Eddie Hearn, they did very good things for Devin Haney's career last night, and he's in the forefront again. We talking about him. I'm sure it's gonna be a lot of content made on him. So it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun to talk about. Hopefully we can get those fights so we can see who's better. That's all I want to see. I want to see who the better fighter is.
And what makes it so bad, we see ducking a lot in all divisions, not so much past 126, of course, like 118 or something like that. But what's going on is a lot of these guys are not built like the guys from yesteryears, all right? But you got some guys now, especially the new ones coming up. They are built like that now. They want to smoke right now. They want to sit there and say, look, hey, I got a belt and I want to challenge myself. You got a lot of fighters out there just want to challenge themselves. Win, lose, or draw, they want to challenge themselves. They want to make themselves better and better and better. But you got guys like Lopez. You know, I still don't understand that shit. You got guys like Lopez that sit there and want to admire the belt. Don't want to give Lomachenko a rematch because he figure out, well, he might be better in the rematch and I can lose these belts. Because that long as he hold on to those belts, of course, you're going to have to face your mandatories. But still, you know, you got a certain pay scale that you're looking at, really, you know, but still in all, he don't want to take chances. You know, that's what it's all about, taking chances, you know, and only way you can take chances, and you got to be the best you can be. He's slacking, all right? This supposed to be what, the takeover, he called it. But you ain't defended them belts not one time. Not one time since he won them.
It's been over a year.
Yeah.
It's been over a year.
Yeah. And I mean, even your own damn promoter, I'm saying, you ain't did shit, you know, and I mean, it's come on now, you know. I mean, you know, what can you do? How can you defend that? You know, don't keep saying these guys don't want to fight me. Yes, they do.
Facts.
You know, I mean,
ain't nobody getting up in your face. I don't know where he from. Ain't nobody getting up in your face calling you a female body part if they don't want to fight you. It ain't like it's like what I like, and I said this about I said it's about Caleb Plant. Like, I like the fact that Haney, he's showing Teofimo and he's showing all these guys the same energy when he in their face. Like when they in the same place, he ain't running around there like acting like he don't see him. When they in the same place, he get up in their face, and the same shit he call him on the internet, he call him to his face. So I like that shit about him. But go ahead, OG, my bad.
Yeah. You know, no, it's okay, man. But you know, I just don't get this. You know, you can't really defend that you know, a guy in your face. And you know what? Maybe Devin Haney got to do this. You know, maybe Devin Haney got to do this. You know, start calling these guys out and start calling them out on TV. You know, and then put their asses on the spot. How about that? You know, put them on the spot and grab Blue Blood or somebody at a fight or something, you know, and put them on the spot. You know, talk that shit, you know, but you got some guy, they don't care. You say whatever they want, they don't care. They still going to hold on to the belt till they get ordered to fight. Now, this is where the promoters on the governing bodies come in at. You're going to have to start getting off y'all asses and stop collecting these fees and make some fights happen. Order some fights. All right. Now, I get Earl is injured. Okay, I get his eye and everything. He's back in the gym now. But I know Earl thinking to himself, well, I can't sit on my eye for 2 years or 3 years because they're going to make me a champion in recess. You know, I know he's thinking of that. You know, like Manny Pacquiao, same shit. You can get mad, but your ass ain't doing nothing but laying on the couch. You know, so that's what I'm saying. You know, look, boxing is back. We got Harrington and Shakir the next week. You know, so I mean, now we're starting to get all these fights, and all these fights starting to get made. Don't wimp out on us. Don't wimp out on us now. You know, because we had a damn good 2021 so far. You know, been a lot of exciting fights. I mean, 4 rounders all the way to 12 rounders. You know, so don't start whipping on us now, the guys that have the belts and shit. Now, Lomachenko, you know, he lost his belt, but at least he's trying to get him back. At least he's getting out there and he getting fights. You know, he won a fight. You know,
yeah, and I look like I'm when people talk about they don't like Lomachenko, like I understand because you know a little bit of nepotism. He got shots at championship belts that other fighters didn't get shots at so early in his career. But I mean, look at who the guy like. What has he done with that shot? He ain't turned down no smoke. He ain't taking no soft touches. He like, okay, cool. You beat me to a female. You don't want to fight me. He didn't just go pull some bullshit ass fight. He went and he fought Nakatani. And then now he's backdooring Nakatani by fighting Comey. You know, we consider Luke Campbell to be a great test for Ryan Garcia. That was a good thing. Well, Lomachenko already fought him, and he already beat him, bro. So Lomachenko, like, he deserves some respect for how he's moving. He's really trying to run down on Teofimo Lopez. He like, okay, you don't want to fight me? I'm going to fight all your opponents. I'm going to beat their ass worse to try to get you to get in the ring with me and give you nowhere to go. You either gonna have to move up or you're gonna have to fight me because I'm gonna make it clear that I'm still a player in this division. And so I like that. I like what he's doing. Like you said, I like Devin Haney. And you're right. Sometimes you gotta run down on people, bro. Sometimes you gotta like, and that's my issue. And I know you interviewed his brother with a great interview yesterday. But that's the thing I have with Gary Russell Jr. Like, what you doing ain't working, bro. So try to do something else. Try to do something else. What you doing, whether it's, you know, being silent and letting your talent do the talking or getting on social media a little bit and calling these guys out in an interview, whatever you're doing, it's not getting you fights. So do something different. And that's what I like about what Bill Haney, Eddie Hearn, Devin Haney, that's what I like what they're doing. Calling these guys out on the internet, saying stuff to them over Twitter. That shit wasn't working. So now they're like, all right, cool. Let's go show up to these fights. Let's go show up to these fights. Let's get in here and let's call these guys out. When we send an offer, let's let the world know we sent an offer. Let's let the world know we sent the offer and that we offering them more money than they ever made. So that way we can try to get the fights that we want. And Mike 202, you're right. Everybody ducking Devin Haney, in my opinion, though. Other than what Loma doing with Devin Haney, I like what he did, bro. I won't argue with you there, bro. Like, he got the franchise belt and shit, and he ran away from Devin Haney, but he ain't running away from Teofimo.
Right.
Running away from Teofimo. He think he can beat his ass. And Mauricio Suleiman is the worst sanctioning body president in the world right now, bro. Yeah. Like, you hit on it perfectly, KQKC. Like, bro, the crazy thing is, if you order a bigger fight and stop letting these promoters and these fighters be in your pocket, you'll get more money, bro. You'll get a bigger sanctioning fee. That's the shit that I don't understand. Like, you get a percentage anyway, right? The percentage of the fighter's purse. Well, fighters gonna get a bigger purse when they fighting in bigger fights. So don't it behoove you? Don't it make more sense for you to just order a big ass fight? Like, what you think you're gonna get more of you, Mauricio Suleiman? You think you'll get more from sanctioning fees in a fight between Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos? Or will you get more money in sanctioning fees from a fight between Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez? Like, what are we talking about, bro? You'll get more money if you sanction the Devin Haney and Teofimo fight. So he need to get his shit together, because all of the confusion that's going on in boxing, almost all of it, you can point back to Mauricio Suleiman, whether it's the Canelo Alvarez shit with Yildirim and Andrade and Charlo, whether it's the Teofimo Lopez shit with and Vasily Lomachenko shit with Devin Haney and they shit. Mauricio Suleiman is literally, bro, or whether it's the Oscar Valdez shit at 130 and letting them cheat and get away with it and all that shit. Mauricio Suleiman and the WBC are literally screwing up boxing right now in so many divisions. You got them screwing it up in 130. You got them screwing it up in 135. You got them screwing it up in 160 and 168, bro. Like, Canelo Alvarez has openly said, I ain't going back down to 160. I'm campaigning at 168. Mauricio Suleiman and them still got him as the franchise champion at 160 pounds, bro. Right. Like, he's ruining the sport, bro. So that, like, if you don't want to put pressure on the fighter, because maybe you're a Teofimo Lopez fan, you like Teofimo, he's not ducking anybody. He want all the smoke. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. All right, cool. Ride for Teofimo Lopez, but can we at least, whether we cheer for Devin Haney, whether we cheer for Teofimo or Canelo or Charlo or Andrade, whoever we root for, or if you're an objective boxing fan like myself and like KQKC, whatever your stance is, can we all at the very least agree that we should be putting pressure on Mauricio Suleiman and calling him out for the bullshit and the corruption and all the horrible ass things that he's doing in boxing, bro. Like, he is literally messing up boxing for us, bro. Like, really, he's messing up boxing for us. Robson Canseco was robbed, bro, because of this man. Robson Canseco, he got kids and shit too. And he beat the shit out of Oscar Valdez. But
Yes,
you'll
he
never
did.
know it because Oscar Valdez got the W. We got Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney. We don't know who ducking who want to fight who, what's going on, who's scared of who we are. It's all conjecture. We all speculating at this point. And it's one man in the world that got the power to say, man, screw all this shit. Y'all fighting. And his name is Mauricio Suleiman. He got the power to be like, screw all this shit. I don't care about this shit. I don't care about that. I need my titles unified. I'm ordering the fight and I'm mandating the fight between Devin Haney and Teofimo. If y'all don't come to an agreement, the shit going to purse bid. What's next? Yeah. Like, he got the power to do that shit, but he won't do it, bro. He won't do it. So forget Mauricio Suleiman until he get better, bro. That's where I'm at with his ass.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally making a mockery out of the WBC. I don't know who said that was the most prestigious belt you can have. I think Floyd started that shit. I don't know, but anyway, because he got a lot of WBC belts, but they make a lot of belts. They favor most of your Mexican fighters, because where they located home base in Mexico. And of course, they support Canelo Alvarez because he bring in the most money, of course. So therefore, you know, they're going to favor him for everything, you know. So, but not only the WBC, the WBA also, and the WBO, you know, start ordering these damn fights like you did Sean Porter and Terence Crawford. Because I'm gonna tell you something: if that WBO didn't order that fight, we wouldn't have no fight.
That shit wouldn't be happening.
It wouldn't be happening. Right.
Terence Crawford be fighting Zepeda, and fucking Sean Porter probably wouldn't even be fighting this year, bro.
Exactly. You know, and at least they did that. You know, at least they did that. You know, because now we're gonna get a chance to see Terence Crawford do what he said he can do with Sean Porter. But again, like I tell you all, somebody please point out to me, when have Terence Bud Crawford ever fought on the inside? No, I really would like to see him fighting on the inside. And if so, what fight was that? Because every fight I've seen Bud Crawford fight, it was on the outside. So, but I mean, that's another day. We'll talk about that when that time comes. But I still would like to see that because I don't think he can handle an inside fight with Sean Porter. But that's just my opinion. But we just keep it moving though. But yeah, the WBA, they trying to correct their shit because they got popped and they got embarrassed. So now they getting rid of some of the belts, like the interim belts, and that's why we got the Rolly and Gervonta Davis. This is like a reward for Rolly for losing his belt. So they give him a chance to fight for another title. So, but I don't like the fight, and I don't think it's a pay-per-view fight, and I hope it don't be a pay-per-view fight. But I don't like it. I think Gervonta Davis will overwhelmingly beat him, and like I said, and I think Exclusive News touched on this last night too. Now, when Gervonta Davis walked in the Floyd Mayweather gym, I think you heard this knockout too. Rolly was sitting there on the chair right there. You know, as you walk in the Mayweather gym by herself. Gervonta Davis called him a bitch, you know, and he sat there and like woo, woo, looking this way and like, I don't want no smoke from this dude, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, but he do talk a lot of smack. He do talk a lot of smack, and that do sell tickets. That do sell put asses in the seats. So I mean, that talking smack and Gervonta Davis, maybe that might make a good crowd, you know. But as
it'll be a good crowd. It'll be a good crowd. The thing with that fight, like for me, as somebody that wants to see a competitive ass fight, I think the build up to the fight, the press conferences and the weigh-ins and shit, I think that's probably gonna be more entertaining than the actual fight. I think that'll be like very entertaining. But that little nugget you just dropped though, now I'm kind of worried because if Gervonta Davis got in Rolly Ramiro's face and they were face to face and he called him a bitch in his face and Rolly didn't keep that same energy that he be talking when they online. Now I'm worried, will he come to the press conference all humble and shit? I don't want that shit. I
Right,
don't want you.
right,
Don't be humble now, bro. Be
right.
that same person. Like I was just saying about Devin Haney. I can't stand that shit, bro. Like if you gonna have that energy over the internet towards somebody, then when you get in their face, you
Yep.
gotta have that same energy. That's why I respect what Devin Haney is doing. I respect what
Yeah.
Caleb Plant is doing. And I need Rolly to keep that same energy. Don't you get in this goddamn press conference being all meek and shit.
Right. Now that was
Don't
some
get in
time
here.
ago now, knockout. That one
Yeah.
recently. So okay.
Yeah, don't get in here being all meek to, oh man, I just want to put on a good fight. You know, I'm happy for the opportunity. Nah, bro. No. I seen him running Javante Tank Davis pinatas over and shit and stomping on him and shit on social media. Okay, cool, bro. Just make sure when y'all get in each other's face, you act the same way. So it'll give me some good content. It'll be fun to watch and shit. And I can at least say, hey, I still think you might get your ass knocked out, but at least you standing on your square and you being a man about it in the same way that you act online is the same way you act in person. So at least I'd be able to say that about you. But if you come in here on some meek shit, on some friendly shit like what KQKC is talking about you did in that gym that time, then I mean, bro, you lose respect. You lose respect at this point.
All right. Make sure everybody hit the button. We got 80 people here. Make sure you hit the like button, please. All right.
Smash
now
it,
I want
smash
to
it,
touch on
smash
this
it.
real fast. Real fast. Knockout. If you don't mind. It's Canelo Alvarez. That's what I want to touch on. He was pretty much put on the spot. All right. This past week. Put on the spot about, okay, you finna unify the titles. Okay, that's fine with Kellen Plant. No problem. All right. Now, a lot of his fans, die-hard boxing fans, not fanboys, not casuals. They say that's fine and dandy. Everybody unify the titles sooner or later. But the competition. Why haven't you fought Demetrius Andrade? Why you keep running from this guy? He's stuck. He is still stuck. He still haven't answered, you know.
So he answered. It was a bullshit answer.
Oh, did he answer? Okay.
Yeah, he said, and I'll let you continue so you can, because I know you're gonna go in when you hear what he said. He said Demetrius Andrade is a horrible fighter, and I will never fight him. That's why I haven't fought him yet, because he's horrible.
Well, that's a way to say that I don't want to fight him. That's a way to say that I don't want to fight that style, right? That because Demetrius Andrade, may he rest in peace. But my man, Shane Mosley, old coach, trainer. I'm sorry.
Nassim Richardson.
Yeah, Nassim Richardson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he's seen and followed Demetrius Andrade from the amateurs. And he was a boxing fool, Demetrius Andrade. Now, sure, he slowed up some in activity, the Rock Nation debacle, on the Banner debacle, all that, but he still can box. And he's still can box. And I think that Canelo Alvarez, the slow feet that he has, and I think that Demetrius Andrade will pretty much slip and punch him. And he don't want to go through what Floyd went through when he went through with Floyd. Now, some people say, well, he went with Billy Joe Saunders. No, Billy Joe Saunders is not a Demetrius Andrade. Kellen Plant is not a Demetrius Andrade, but he's still close to it enough. But we are talking about back at 154. That's what we're talking about. He's been running ever since then, you know. And I'm not saying that, you know, because he on steroids and all that shit. It's just that he is not fighting the best competition thus far. I mean, sure, I give him Triple G, okay, but that's about all I'm gonna give his ass, because see, till he fight Kellen Plant, and I think they're gonna be a good fight, you know. And Kellen Plant, I would love to see his game plan, but still, that's all I can give him. You know, I can't give him no Rocky Field and none of them, no other fighters, you know, because if you this big and you supposed to be the face of boxing, then you supposed to take any fight that's offered to you, basically. I mean, if the money's right, because I know it's a business at the end of the day. So, but still, in all, you know, you shouldn't be stuck by a reporter asking you why you haven't fought Demetrius Andrade. I mean, he did everything he can do. Go to press conferences, calling you out, and I mean, what else can you do? You know,
shit, nothing. And here's the thing too, and I know we about to wrap it up. I'll just make these quick points. You can't say that Demetrius Andrade is horrible And then I go look at your resume, or I go watch your fights, and I see Avni Yildirim on that hoe. I see Liam Smith on that hoe. I see Rocky Fielding on that hoe. Those 3 fighters, like, if Demetrius Andrade is horrible, what the hell are they? Because he's better than them. Right. You know what I mean? Like, so to me, that's a bad look. I don't think fighters should say that, because it makes you look like a duck, bro. It makes you look like you just ducking the smoke with this dude, because you cannot call him horrible. When you call somebody horrible, you need to make sure that everybody on your resume, at least as of recent, because if you coming up, like if you say somebody's horrible, and then maybe it's people when you first started off on your resume, when you first got into boxing and you first became professional, and they're better than them, that's cool. But you can't be calling nobody horrible when you just fought people that we know that person is better than. Like, I know, I don't care what y'all tell me, bro. I know enough about boxing to know Demetrius Andrade is a better fighter than Avni Yildirim. I know enough boxing to know that he's better than Rocky Fielding. He's better than Chavez Jr., bro. He's better than a lot of people that you have fought recently. So you can't say shit like that, bro. You can't. Like, that shit is all the way out of pocket. So if you don't want to fight him, just say you don't want to fight. Like, that would blow off better if you, like, if I'm him and I'm advising him, you should just say, look, I'm campaigning at 168. I'm trying to unify 168. If he want a shot at me, he need to move up to my division, because I'm not going back down to 160. Say some shit like that, bro.
Right.
Don't call a fighter a horrible fighter when they better than like 4 out of your 6 last opponents, bro. You can't do that shit. That shit make you look suspect, and Canelo looking bad out here for saying that shit, man.
Yeah. But hey, well, any last words on Knockout?
Yeah, man. Great show. Appreciate y'all interacting with us in the chat, man. It's been this is a fun thing we're doing, and we're gonna keep riding till the wheels fall off. So y'all go follow me over on my channel, because we'll be on my channel next week. There's Knockout Boxing 86 TV right here on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter at KO Boxing 86 TV. We're dropping content every day. I go live every single Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time, and then I'm live for the morning after show every Sunday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. But I appreciate y'all tuning in, showing KQKC some love, showing me some love. Y'all be sure to smash the like button. I know we got a lot of people in here. If you haven't done it, the last thing you do before you leave, smash the like button so YouTube will share this. It's great content. It's great boxing talk. And this is what we're here for, man. So I appreciate all the support so far, you guys. And y'all keep on rocking out with us, man. We're gonna be talking boxing together for a long time. So the show's only gonna get better. We only gonna get our chemistry better and bring an even better show to you guys. So y'all be sure to tune in to us. And KQKC, that's all I got, man. I appreciate another great show with you, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And make sure you subscribe to Knockout Boxing 86 TV. We're trying to get them up to 2,000 subscribers. And make sure you check out KQKC Monday through Friday, 12:30 p.m. Central Time. And also Saturday mornings at 10:30 a.m. Central Time. That is a call-in show. Now, we do have Shakira Stevens and Jamel Harrington. So be here next Sunday. Yes, sir. Be here next Sunday. I know me and Knockout, we're going to be on his platform, and I know we're going to have a lot to talk about that fight. All right? And we're going to take it round for round, play by play, blow by blow, because I will be calling that fight that Saturday night. Okay? So with that, I mean, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you subscribe to Knockout Boxing 86 TV. And with that, that's all I have. All right.
Go Cowboys. Go Cowboys. Let's get it today. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Who they playing today?
We got the Patriots today. We're going to beat the shit out the Patriots today, man. 3:25 Central Time. Y'all go tune in and cheer for America's team. That's right. America's team. We in here, bro.
All right. Okay. All right, cool. All right. So with that, that's all I have. With that, shout out to everybody in the chat, and I will see you tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. And don't forget to check out Knockout Boxing Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And with that, we are out of here. Peace and love to everybody.
Peace, y'all.